Welcome to the Lovely Important Nonsense Podcast. It's your boy Matt. Boom. Spellen. And today, I'm fresh from the beach. Took my family out there to see nothing because it's really nothing happening in Atlantic City. A lot of people don't know what real Atlantic City is. They see Atlantic City, they think, oh my God, it's a mini Vegas. It's not true. The real Atlantic City is 2 blocks down and around the corner where you see all the custies and the people that didn't make it at Atlantic City. You know, the people who wasted all their money playing at the casino. Now they're stuck in Atlantic City, so they had to drag their family all the way out there because there are disappointments or whatever. Shout out to you if you actually chose to live in Atlantic City, but everybody else, I don't think you chose to live in Atlantic City. Atlantic City looks like a hood. Honestly, it looks like a gangster ass place to live at. I feel unsafe when I'm off the boardwalk, and I'm gonna tell you. And I know as a big giant black guy, you're like, Matt, that's your lying. I'm telling you as it is. When I get off the boardwalk in Atlantic City and I hit those corner blocks to go to the liquor store, because who buys liquor inside a casino? Not me. So I go to the liquor store. I feel unsafe there, okay? And you guys, all you gotta do is take a trip in there and you'll see why I feel unsafe. It's just 2 blocks and around the corner, and you'll see exactly the real side of Atlantic City where the people sleep on the floor and, you know, whatever. So I'm fresh off the beach from the boardwalk because I don't hang out with them, all right? That's insanity. I do my charity work back in Patterson. So I'm with my family or whatever. We're on the beach. It's cold as shit. My kids still love it because it's just as psycho as their dad. What else we did? Oh, I bought my my in-law grandmother, right? She had a good time, and she's 70. She looks very good for 70. Like, she's still working and everything. She doesn't want to quit. Trust me, I try to make her, but she doesn't want to quit. That goes to say something about people who have things to do. I feel it. I was told in West Indian household, it's when you stop working is when you die. I know that sounds dark. Fuck, shut off the lights. Yeah, it sounds dark, but I was always told when I was in the West Indian household that if you stop working when you die, and it seems like they all believe it because they be 85-year-old freaking nurses and CNAs, and you're like, how are you still moving around doing this? But they're doing it. Shout out to you if you are, 150, still taking care of people who are 65. Your brother said that's a fact. That is definitely a fact. It was this one lady. She was a CNA when I was a nursing assistant. She was like 75 years old. She was taking care of somebody who was 62. Like, the person who was 62 aged worse than her. I didn't understand, but amazing, Yeah, so that's my in-law grandmother. She's like 70 and she still do that damn thing, and try to get her to stop is impossible. So I just let her do what she gonna do, baby. I'll just pick her up later. What else we got going on? What else I had going on? Also, I hate Sundays. And I know this is random, and this is all random thoughts for the day, but I really can't stand Sunday drivers. I don't like driving on Sundays, yo. It's like every idiot that takes the train decides to get in their car and drive, and it don't be nobody on the road. It will be me, that person, and probably one car that's like, I don't know, 5 cars down behind us. Only on the road, but somehow this Sunday driver will get this close. They will go side by side with me, right? And almost hit me. 4 lanes. 4 fucking lanes. Somehow I almost get hit with nobody else on the damn thing. I don't understand. And then you can tell exactly who's the Sunday driver. Those are the people when it's Sunday doing fucking 25 miles an hour in a 40. You think I'm playing? Just go on the highway. And they're always existing. Every Sunday, they're there. And they think they cool because they dropped their top and they got this stupid hair out. You're driving too slow. Go to speed limit. Just go the speed limit. I'm not you. If you're gonna cruise, get off the highway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get off the highway if you're gonna just cruise. I got somewhere to be. You don't know if I got work. Just because you off don't mean I'm off. Get the fuck off the road. Or they should be designated to the right hand lane. Like, designated all the way to the right. You can't. There should be a button when you're a Sunday driver. They'll alert everybody that you're driving today.
Gotta listen. It's time to reflect, slow down to speed up the rest of the week. Laugh my ass off. That's how I register that shit. And then Benjamin City said that's just dickhead drivers, bro. Depends on the highway.
It don't matter what highway it is. I've been on all these highways every Sunday. All right, every Sunday there's a Sunday driver. So that happened when I did the Sunday stuff. Came back home, took that powerful ass drive back. I don't know if I'm built for driving long distance anymore. Like, I did it for so long. I did it for so long. I mean, 10 hours, 20, 15 hours. I did them all. I did long ass drives. Now, yo, I get sleepy after an hour, yo. An hour drive hurt. Like, it's not fun for me for an hour, yo. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna do it, right? But somewhere around an hour, you know, I feel like this eye right here gets a little lazy on me, and I'm holding up with this one. I found the little trick that I use. I open a window and hope the air that comes through the window blows this eye back open, right? So I could just drive like this. So with the air blowing my eye open, both of my eyes work. It's not fun when you have like slanted eyes too, because I got like these little freaking slants or whatever. When just by standing still, sometimes it looks like my eyes are closed. I don't know what's going on, and whatever. But yeah, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. You know, excuse me, got a burp. Daddy got a burp. You know, this week's been like real. Not this week. I'm since my birthday. I gotta say this. I'm gonna be a little open. Since my birthday, I hit that big 3-4, right? And a lot of things, like, you know, you think about stuff like, because I always say this, and I said it before, like, I always say, oh, I didn't expect to make it, right? So now that I made it and whatever, and I did expect to make 34. Like, when I turned 32, no, when I turned 31, I said, oh shit, I'm really gonna be here. And it's so stupid because I knew I was already old enough, but something about turning 30 was like, oh, I'm gonna be here for a while. Then I turned 32, and then I was like, I should expect to be here for a long time, and I need to plan this right. And I know it sounds stupid. I should have been, but there's always this weird thing in the back of your head, like when you do as much craziness like someone like me has done, you always have this weird paranoia in the back of your head that it's all could be over, right? So by the time I turned 34, I started like just like reflecting on my life, on the decisions that I've made, and the people that are around me, and I've just been very, very I've been very up and down with emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like for the last few weeks. So my birthday was on the 23rd of April, right? So we're in what? What? This is 16th. So that's what, a month, almost a month. So I go. I'm at a point where I'm like, well, I've always been here. Always been at this one point. I've always been okay with losing people, right? Always been okay with being alone. Because you get to, again, when you go to craziness, you assume alone is where you're going to end up, right? Or you're going to assume people will never understand or understand you enough to create lasting relationships, right? And I have been proven. I felt like, in that sense, I felt like I've been proven right for thinking that. But I felt bad for thinking that. Because then I'm like, okay, and this is legit me reflecting on myself. Like, I'm like, okay, did my brain cause this because, did I cause this because I won't stop feeling this way or trying to feel this way? Or is this just part of my identity that I'm always going to be the lone guy? So I started thinking like that a lot, and I started to see the people around me and how much hassle, how much burden I take on from most people, and how much burden I take on from this person and this person, and this person's not doing what they're supposed to do, but I do their job, and this person's not treating me the way I'm supposed to be treated, but I still take that shit, and that stuff. I get looked over, things like that, and I think I came on this podcast and talked about me being looked over, and I went in on a crazy thing before. That doesn't happen anymore. Like, I don't allow people to just look over me, but you do start to think about your mortality a little bit more the older you get. Now, I'm not going to have like a existential crisis, or I'm not having like a gotta be young. Princess sound like a little young woman just now. I heard, ooh, I was like, hey. I'm not trying to. I'm not having a midlife crisis that they like to say. I don't even think a midlife crisis is a. I think midlife crisis now in 2021, it starts around your 40s now. I think people last young. People last longer being young. That's what I like to say. But I am starting to notice certain patterns in my relationships, and I think it took me to this point to realize what is important and what I deserve. What is important and what I deserve. And I'm saying this because I don't think a lot of us know what we deserve. Like, what we deserve. That's pretty much what it is. I think I spent most of my life trying to figure out what my identity was. As just a living person, than actually trying to live and let my identity create itself. I've been too busy trying to find other people, trying to find out my identity in all these other situations, that I didn't just allow myself to be Matthew enough that my identity will create itself. So that took me down a weird place in my head, And of course, when Matt goes down this weird place, everybody else got their fucking bullshit that they got to deal with. So this weekend, I just said, okay, I'm shutting it off. It was finally the time. I just said, fuck it, I'm shutting it off. I picked up everybody. I said, you want to come or not? It doesn't matter. We're heading out. We out of here. And I think that's what my Lynn listeners' homework assignment should be. And, I'm not really big on the whole mental stuff, I like to explore the funny, because there's always something to learn in the funny. But I think we didn't really sit down and think about what I deserve in this life, Think about all your choices you made and everything that you've done to get to this point, and actually really tell yourself, what do I deserve, right? I go online and I see a lot of people spelling out things that they believe they deserve, but you have nothing to show for. You have done nothing to get this thing that you feel like you deserve, but be born and breathe. And I think now that I figured out exactly what I deserve, I think a lot of this stuff is gonna move a little bit faster. We're gonna see a lot of different sides of Matthew come out in the next few months. I'm definitely cursing people out a lot more. I've been cursing people out before. Definitely cursing people out a lot more. That's just not fun. I'm with the shits. And if you with the shits, I'm with the shits with you. Actually, what my favorite thing, and I tell people, is the old 50 Cent saying. When people say they got problems, I say, no problem. That's it. They got a problem? No problem. You can take that however you want to take it. You can take it good. You can take it bad. No problem. However you want to do it. You know. Um, Man, I miss being on the mic. To be honest with you guys, yeah. Because of how my schedule's set up, you guys actually think I'm doing this every week, right? And I thank you, Joe, for keeping posting those up every week and getting, doing me that solid for getting them up because my busy lifestyle's insanity, right? But honestly, I'll probably be away I'll be away for like 3 weeks at a time, sometimes 2 weeks at a time, and I'm trying to get back into like a regular flow. But I was trying to do this at the crib. It felt weird, man. It felt weird, yo. And so I was like, you know what I got to do? I got to set my spot up. Yeah. I got to set my spot up a little bit like Joe's. And then I get the fine tuning stuff when I come over and do the regular. Of course, Joe. You be all right. You be okay, man. Yeah, you be okay. Joe almost got his ass whooped. I'm going to tell you about it now. I'm going to tell Joe his face. Listen, Joe's working with this company, right? All right. He's working with his company, right? So for a second, I thought this was Joe's company. And I'm sitting there like, I know this motherfucker did not, pretty much step on all my shit. And then not tell me like, yo, my boy, I'm running with something you talk about. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna have to come talk to Joe's side. I thought you did it, but I didn't think you. Nah. Of course, I got the pause. That's my boy. But then I was in my feelings. It wasn't about you though. I was in my feelings already.
I ain't gonna lie. Most Tauruses wouldn't have said it. You would have just assumed it was mine.
Mm-hmm.
And never said anything.
I don't know, man. I'm confrontational. All right, I don't know about Tauruses, Aries, none of that shit. I'm confrontational. I'm here for the bullshit, yo. Listen, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, because I'm with it, yo. But I'm telling you, Joe would have been like, hey, yo, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Joe, we gotta go outside, man. I love you, man. You gotta go outside, yeah. You gotta put your hands up. You gotta do at least 5 minutes with me. This is nonsense, bro. Now 5 minutes might be a long time. That's a long time. I don't think people know how long a 3-minute fight is. Yo, I was when I'm fighting, right? When I used to fight, right? People don't understand how long 3 minutes is on a full out MMA match. It feels like you're in that bitch for an hour, and you still got 3 more rounds to go. You be like, oh. You better hope you got cardio, baby. I tell people if you can run 5 miles, then you could probably last. You could probably last a good half. You could probably last a good 6 minutes in the cage if you could run 5 miles. If you could run like 10, then you good. Your endurance is good. All right, so I got that together. So pretty much the month of May and June is if you ain't got any business with me, or we not getting the chuckles together, we don't need to be speaking, just how it's gonna have to work. I've personally been the guy who set up and Joe could tell you this, that set up the people who do well, right? I'm usually the guy that set those people up. And I'm tired. I don't want to do it no more. So we're going to focus on lovely, important nonsense going forward. And, of course, Bulletproof. We got some major news coming in for the important series. I'm going to run by my team, and hopefully we can get that going. We got some more. Hopefully I'm going to get some more guests. Not hopefully. I got more guests coming in for the lovely series. Nonsense series, I'm coming in with heat. I don't give a fuck no more. I just don't care. I don't care. We could talk about slamming freaking, birds against the wall. We could talk about Peter kissing my ass. I don't care anymore. We don't care. We're going back to old school. We're going old school where I didn't have no goddamn limits and I wasn't worried about nobody cutting me off of TV. Yes, I'm going to have to probably go into these videos and start bleeping some of my words out because YouTube is a nice person, right? But That's only because I want to be able to like monetize this thing at one point and then be able to create better content for people. Okay, and that's the only way to do that is to monetize it, or we can start a Patreon or something else. Whatever we'll do, whatever we gotta do, because this shit, the lights don't stay on for free, and Joe likes money, so I gotta hook him up. And what else we got going on? I think that's pretty much it, yo. It's pretty much it. I want to go back to the getting the event. I look like shit. I know I'm probably gonna get people say that I look like shit. Just put this in there too, Joe. I know I need a haircut. Okay, I've been very stressed out. Let me be stressed out for a day. You can see how I look when I'm a wolf. All right, I'll be shaving this shit down. Oh, life, brother. We can't even get into that. There's not enough time on these videos to get into all the stress that leads Matthew. And then we're not even talking about the business stuff. We're not talking about just the business stuff. The business stuff, it makes me feel sick on some mornings. It's not because it's bad. It's stressful, bro. It's just business is stressful. It's always going to be stressful. You have your ups, your downs, and we're right now sitting at a coast right now, and it could go either way. So that's that. But fine. That's just how business works. Relationships I guess is intact. I mean, friendships are pretty like rocky these days. I'm not really. I'm not sure if I'm really like the friendship thing is rocky these days for me. So that's cool. Family's fine. Family's great. What else? Family is good. I had a couple passings in the family and stuff. Rest in peace. To my aunt and a couple of my other family members. Also, rest in peace to Bebe from the Real Point Podcast, and rest in peace to X. Did we say X before on this thing? Rest in peace to DMX. It's a lot of deaths. DMX was one of my favorites. So he was one of my favorite rappers. But it's weird. I'm getting old to the point that, and this is gonna sound sucky, deaths of people that's outside of my family don't hit as hard anymore. Like you'll probably have to be a death from my immediate, but it doesn't hit as hard. And maybe because I'm just not there, and I just got to deal with like the aftermath and shit. But it don't hit as hard. I'm not sure. I think I might be just too used to it.
How old were you when you had your first big death in the family?
Death in the family? No, my first big death was a friend of mine, and he. All right, I don't really talk about this, but my first big death that I ever seen was a friend of mine, and he passed in my arms, and he lost his. He's almost decapitated, so that was kind of like a heavy moment for me. Like to this day, I don't like to go to like graveyards and shit like that. Me and him used to chill at graveyards and shit. It was fun. It was just us being like little retarded ass kids or whatever. But we used to chill at graveyards and shit. And he passed. So when that happened, I think I spiraled a little bit. That one was a big one. I think I was about 13. Yeah. 13. That was the heavy one. Like I seen people die because I lived in Brooklyn in the 90s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Those guns, we went to bed to gunshots, So you seen a body or two, but it wasn't like it just became kind of like a thing, It's not something a kid should get used to seeing, but it's kind of something that you could see, But that one was the one that actually hit. Like I felt it. Like I was just like, holy shit, something really happened. And, we're not going to get to the details of why it happened, but, that was the first one that really caught me off, that caught me. And after that, it was just been like spirals. I seen it like a lot afterwards. A lot. Like, I guess your eyes open up when you see like a big tragedy or trauma or something like that. So when you recognize it more, I guess at the time death just was just like yeah, I seen it and whatever, but like it wasn't something that hit me like as a real life thing until that moment. All right, but yeah, that was like the first time I really like big time death happened around me. But then I really started to see it around, But again, cut off the lights. That shit got dark real quick. But what else? But yeah, I try not to think about it so much now. Now I like to smoke weed and be paranoid. So that's my thing now. I had this weird thought the other day because I seen some weird movie. It was like a Sundance movie or something. And it was some creature who stuck their head through a door, right? It was just a monster. It was like a humanoid face, monster feature, and it just stuck his head through the door, and it was starting to look at somebody. The whole movie, there was no monster. Whole movie is no monster. It was all about like, what if there was? So I think it will fuck you up because I think at the end that they were so worried about it being a monster that their mind created a monster, right? So when at the end, they was kind of like, okay, I think I'm okay. And then all of a sudden the door opens up and the fucking head comes through. And I've been thinking about that head every time I go and take a shower. And I go, what would I do if I seen that shit? And this only happens when I smoke weed and go take a shower. And do I continuously do that even though I know I'm probably going to think about yes. Because it's fun. It's funny as hell. Because I always think like if that head came through, what would I do? I'm a dirty boy. I don't want to tell you guys how I do. Man, it was a female head. You know what I'm saying, baby? It was a female head. I have still, to this day, I still got a crush on the girl from the goddamn Grudge. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. From the Grudge. The Ring is the girl, the young girl. The Ring is the young girl. The girl from the Grudge was old enough. Don't play with me, dogs. I was to play with me, dog. And I don't want her as a human. All right, I don't want Grudge Girl as a human. Don't get it. I did not like her fully human. I was not interested. But when she went, I was like, oh my god, get the nipple clamps, bro. That's my shit. I used to want her to come out my closet when I was younger. I was like, yo, she started poking her head out like, and then that little boy be sitting in the corner like, I'm like, boy, you better cover your eyes. You better cover your eyes, old nigga, because I'm about to fall out in these Grudge cheeks. Yeah, that's terrible. That's how we got in this show. Thank you for watching Lovely Important Nonsense Podcast. It's your boy Matt, and I'm out. Oh, fuck the shit out of Grudge. You hear me?